Hello, 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 and welcome back to more Rune Factory. Runes. Yeah, okay. What's going on today? I am back at home, that's what's going on today. Ooh, if we could find some autumn grass seeds, we could try to make some mystery potion. That stuff is decent, right? Heal 3,000? Or just some pom-pom grass. Pom-pom grass or autumn grass. If we could get either of those, then we could be kind of good. But for now, we will call it a day and sleep. Good night, everybody! Good morning, everybody! It's a nice cloudy day outside. Every time we walk over here, we get a nice view that, yep, the storage is filled with crates and barrels. That getting an upgrade somehow pushes all of that away, somehow. I don't know. I don't know where it all goes. I just know that it goes away. Autumn grass, pom-pom grass, white grass. Surely if we go into the snow region, we should find white grass, right?
Nice.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
All right.
Da-da-da.
There you go. Easy does it.
Oh. Goodness, look at all the stuff that's still to be harvested. We have potato, we have toy herb, we have some bok choy apparently.
All right.
This is what I get for having times 5 speed. A lot of stuff grows. Ooh, corn!
All right.
A lot of stuff grows really nice and fast here. Green pepper and cucumber and yams.
All right.
And spinach.
All right.
Okay, specifically the corn because that becomes level 8. I specifically want to ship the level 8 corn seeds, so we have to remember to buy new corn seeds. Okay, can you all remember that? Because I'm not sure if I'm going to, so I'm going to have to rely on all of you to remember that we're going to need new corn seeds, specifically. And maybe like 4 fertilizer, maybe. That's level
Easy does
8. That's level 8.
Easy does it.
This is still level 8.
Easy does it.
More level 8.
There we go. There we go.
That's a lot of level 8
There
stuff.
we
I'm
go.
noticing.
There you
I
go.
don't know, did you notice it too?
There we go.
Okay, but like
Easy
that's
does
level 8. This is only level
There
7.
you go.
But that's it.
There we go.
Alright. Lift. And lift.
Take that. Nice.
So you're going out visiting family for the weekend? That was nice. Whatnot. Not much to say about all of it. It happened. It was okay. Nothing really big happened. I mean, the dog almost escaped, but we found her. Waiting at a gate that was broken. Not even on, like, the sides, like, closer to, like, she had passed the gate. She like went around it eventually, then came back and was all, oh, there's a gate here. I'll sit here. I, meanwhile, should get back into doing more VR stuff. I know. This D&D, like, VR
Nice.
game. Like, Dungeon Full Dive, whatever. And I feel like that could be a lot of fun.
Alright.
I don't know if it's necessarily worth the... It's on sale, it's like $30-some investment.
Right.
Only the DM needs to pay for the full game, though, notably.
All right.
Everyone else just has to download the free version.
Yeah.
And they don't even need VR to
Nice.
play it, but apparently the
Take
non-VR experience is bad. So, they should have VR, but apparently they don't even need it.
Take that.
I don't know. Like,
Take that.
like, I'd love, like, a demo version of it. Maybe I should just watch a video of someone playing it. That's a good point. Because, like, I want to know what kind of stuff I can do as the game. Because I see, like, very detailed,
Yes.
like, maps with, like, rubble, you know, broken pillars and rubble and stuff. It's like, okay. Like, most likely, there's, like, you know, a broken pillar item that I can put down. So is it the case of, like, oh, there's just a broken, like, pillar with rubble item I can put down somewhere, and that explains, you know,
Nice.
pillar with rubble. Or B, is, like, do I have to put down, like, the broken pillar and then put down the rubble? Much less likely chance. Or C,
All right.
does the map just basically come pre-made and I don't actually really have a choice in where to put the pillar or the rubble? Which, I'm thinking that's probably most likely. That's just like, no, this is just what it is. You can choose to play this map or choose to not play this map, but you can't choose to play this map without the rubble. It just has the rubble naturally. So you have to use the rubble. It's like, well, that would be annoying, kind of.
Yeah.
Alright. So if I could get pom-pom grass or autumn grass, that would be amazing, so that I could get all of this set up.
Yeah. Take that.
So I want to see someone else trying it, see what it's like to actually try to play a game, and then, like, I want to, like, I don't want to use it if I don't know that I'm going to be having people who would want to use it to play. But I don't want to try to find a party for it, just to hear, like, oh, yeah, no. Oh, this would actually take, like, a month to build a map. Like that time I tried to do D&D in Minecraft,
Nice.
it turns out, no, it actually takes quite a bit of time to make maps if you don't know how to use
Nice.
World Edit.
Yes.
No, I don't know how to use World Edit. What makes you think that I would?
Yeah.
When I built that map, I built it myself. And I have it... Is that on the Mac, actually? I did a lot of my Minecraft on that one computer. It's weird, but I did. Is it still just on my computer somewhere? Because I want to get that map.
Yes.
I spent a lot of time on it. I want it. Okay. So, buy a coin to increase corn. In a case of either buying pom-pom grass or autumn grass. Or just a lot more corn. Oh, that's what I have Tron Blue, because I needed to harvest, like, 9 charm blues. So I'm doing that too. I am working on that. I have that ready here.
I'm back.
Oh, hello, back.
From outer space. You know how it goes. Outer space. Oh,
Whole lot of nothing.
so much work. What?
I'm so happy
Oh,
I
what
get
a
to see
nothing.
you today.
Gosh, how boring would it be to be like
Welcome,
one of the
darling.
NPCs in these sorts of games? Just kind of have to, you know, sit in your store for 12 hours a day, just in case the main character wants to come by.
I mean, presumably, you know, other characters come while you're not paying attention.
Thanks for your purchase. Come see me again
To
soon.
some stores, not to other stores. I don't think any of the NPCs are programmed to, like, just visit the flower shop. Yeah, see, she's almost at level 2. Okay, so unfortunately I can't find the flowers that I want from the flower store yet. I feel
Two
like I
flowers,
should-
red thorns.
So I might as well just buy, I don't know, 300 level 8 corn seeds. And just keep growing just a giant field of corn. Puppy!
Welcome.
Twinkle seed. That's not the one I need. Alright, time to buy some corn. You know how that goes. So, blah. So I had an idea. Unfortunately, I don't think that I could necessarily do this for a video, but it does still seem like it could just be fun to try out anyway.
Oh?
Thank you for your business.
Gloomhaven Randomizer. / Frosthaven Randomizer.
Do come again.
Huh?
Randomizing what, specifically?
So, start the game, get 4 players, open up all of the classes that you have access to, and basically randomize what cards everyone has. So you randomize, you know, everyone's, like, character card access, whatever. So, trying to make a cohesive game plan is going to be probably more difficult, but someone could have, like, you know, just really good cards from 2 different classes that just happen to work really well together. Whenever you unlock a new class, all of their cards get put into the pool as well. And then as everyone levels up, they randomly get a choice of 1 of 2 cards, like, among all of the classes. So someone reaches level 2. Shuffle, 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 all of the level 2 cards, here's 2 of them, and then you get to pick one. And the other one is put, like, into, like, your storage, so on next level you could, like, 2 level 3s, or the other level 2 you didn't take.
Interesting.
So doing it with Gloomhaven, when a player retires, they unlock a new character. So it's all the cards that they were using, all the cards that didn't get used, and all of the new classes cards would get shuffled together for them to use again. which leads to a potential that they just get some of the same cards again. Supposedly a low potential, but still. Meanwhile, if you do Frosthaven, unlocking new classes and retiring are two different things, so there's a possibility that there's no new classes, someone retires, there could still be like a relatively small pool, so they could still get most of the same stuff again. Which is why I would want to somehow combine Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and Jaws of the Lion.
Sorry, and what?
Jaws of the Lion.
What's Jaws of the Lion?
Jaws, like Jaws.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay. It's like a mini version of Gloomhaven, with its own characters.
Okay.
I think there's, what, only 4 classes? There might be only 6 classes, whatever. But it's like a smaller version of Gloomhaven to help to teach Gloomhaven to new players.
Ah. I see.
I have a copy around somewhere. I played it with the family, actually.
There!
Not like, you know, the whole family, like, over the weekend, just my little brother and my mom, we played it together a while back. It was easy enough for both of them to say that it was easy to understand. So that's a pretty good thing. If anyone ever wants to get into Gloomhaven or Frosthaven, but the games just seem too difficult for them, try Jaws of the Lion. It's made to be easier to understand because the other games aren't so easy to understand. And like, I don't want to say this in any way that makes it seem like I'm thinking less of someone who doesn't understand them, because those games are complicated. And I'm not going to try to claim that they're not. They get complicated, and they definitely look imposing. Meanwhile, on the other hand, there's the Forgotten Circles, which is, extra complicated, for fun.
There!
Yeah, just...
Take that!
Yes, maybe I'll propose that to the, local gamer groups. And just like, hey, yeah, just... I have all 3 of those, and Forgotten Circles. Like, hey, why don't we just, like, do this together on, like, a weekly or semi-weekly basis, and just play through those games, but randomized.
Nice!
I imagine it would be a good way to, enjoy the games again. Of course, there's always a chance that someone just gets completely screwed over by card choices, and all of the choices lead to having a bad character. And then they have to sit through session after session of, yeah, my character really sucks, because I only got bad cards. Like, I imagine it could be possible to have a character that literally cannot gain experience on its own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially if you decide to do something crazy, like put in, like, an enemy randomizer. That would be pretty crazy.
Take that!
Who would ever even think of doing something like that? Randomizing the enemies around, so...
I mean, you obviously just thought of it, so...
Yes.
You, apparently.
Yes. What sort of rational person would even think about just randomizing the enemies in, like, Gloomhaven?
I mean, here's the thing, Claire. You're not rational. We know
Exactly.
this.
What rational person would think of it?
Take that!
3.14159262282. You don't need to know all the digits of pi. You just need to know more than the person you're talking to.
Take that!
What?
If you want to try to show off by reciting pi, you don't need to know all the digits of pi. You just need to know more digits than the person you're talking to. And then just start saying random numbers.
And how will you know when you know more than your opponent?
I don't know, gauge them up. Get into a bragging contest, see what they know, and then you just, you know, say those same numbers, and then just more. If they call you out, you might be in trouble. I'm actually running out of coins. I bought 200. I'm almost out. I think. Maybe. Maybe not, actually. Now that I think about it, I might not be almost out. Not a stable. So, random conversation thing, whatever. You know, an idea that I heard some time ago that I thought, oh, that would be interesting to chat about with Azura. You are given the opportunity to use a container. You're not given a container, you have to use a container. When you drink out of it, it is whatever liquid that you want. However, you are no longer allowed to drink out of any other container.
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation before.
Oh, we did? I knew we had, like, the plate of food.
No, we've definitely had this one before, too. Well, I think you had mentioned it before, but I don't think I ever actually said whether I would do it, because I think you described it as, like, a solo cup.
I didn't.
Like, just a regular cup, rather than, like, you know...
There!
Whatever, and what is it, if someone else drinks from it, you know, you need to get a new one or whatever? I think you only have, like, a couple of replacements or something?
I wonder if you just happened to see, like, the same video that I did, or a similar one.
And I'm just remembering different details than you are. Yeah, that could be possible, yes.
Or just a slightly different... Yeah. Because... Yeah, the one that I saw was, like, if the cup gets, like, ruined or lost, then you only have, like, some such amount of replacements. If someone else tries to drink from it, it's empty. If you try to pour it out into anything other than your mouth, it's empty.
There!
Yeah, but you're not allowed to drink out of any other container. And I think maybe I brought this up slightly in the people have no comprehension skills thing. Because one of the things that the video specifically said was like, oh, like, say you could drink water out of the faucet, but you're not allowed to put the water in a cup and then drink it. You'd have to drink it directly out of the faucet.
There!
And then people come to like, oh, but if you lost it, then you would have to, like, die of thirst, because you can't drink anything any other way. Because people lack comprehension skills.
Yeah, we definitely discussed this before.
We discussed the lack of comprehension skills. I do remember that.
Well, no, I remember we discussed this before, because I think you were saying... I think you had said something about someone was saying, oh, I would just have it make oil! And that was, like, their lack of reading comprehension or whatever, and they said, oh, I'll sell the oil and become rich. No, that's not how that works.
I know I said something about that with the plate. Someone said, oh yeah, $10 million, that's my favorite meal.
There!
Which just sounds like Pokemon trainer, Pokemon NPC dialogue.
Yeah. Are you
Okay,
enjoying
how
being a
about-
Pokemon NPC?
So, how about this then? If you got to live in the world of Pokemon, where would you want to live?
Yes!
You mean like what region?
Yeah, what region?
There!
Not. It's a good question.
Yeah!
Okay, so first of all, I think not the yeah, just straight off the bat, not the region for Legends Arceus, because that's literally just another region but in the past.
Yes.
And no, absolutely not. See here.
So all those 6 seeds, but
Okay, important question. Am I like basically what sort of role would I be able to have in that region? Like, am I like NPC level, or am I like allowed to be like a trainer doing like the gym challenge, or
that was going to be the follow-up question.
because that makes a difference.
Well, that was going to be the follow-up question. Like, okay, and what kind of job would you, like, what would you do?
Well, that's not that isn't quite what I was going for there, because it's just because again, being a trainer, like a gym challenge trainer, makes a difference. Because we know, like, there are people in the Pokemon world who are not trainers, but, like, they'll usually have, like, 1 or 2, like, partner Pokemon still.
Yeah. Would you want,
So,
like, the way that at least Sword and Shield made it seem was that the gym challenge is like an annual event. All the other Pokemon games just made it seem like, oh yeah, whenever you want, you can go after the gyms, and it's a year round. But that game made it seem like it was just, well, it's that time of the year for everyone to go after the gyms now.
Nice. There!
So, would you want to go for the gym challenge? And
I'm thinking about it. Oh god. I need to use the bathroom again, but I will switch to my phone so I can continue and don't leave you hanging. Give me a minute. Also, this gives me an excuse to be able to think.
Yeah! Take that! Take that!
So I don't think that personally that I would want to go for like the gym challenge and stuff. Like that's
The main
you know,
what I think is because that's too much walking.
I mean, it's too much like, oh hey, you can't use this Pokemon. You have to use this Pokemon because this Pokemon is just better. But it's like it's like I've seen people talk about like competitive Pokemon, and like assuming that like if Pokemon wasn't a game designed for children, like, actually doing the gym challenge would actually be, like, competitive Pokemon battling. And it's like, I would rather have a Dragonair, not a Dragonite. And Dragonair is kind of, like, not a good competitive Pokemon. But I don't want the Dragonite.
Yeah.
There!
Now, I mean, here's the thing. Thinking about it, probably... Like, think about how many people, like, are actual trainers in the games. And then realize how few of them are actually on, like, the gym challenge. Well, first of all, how few are in the gym challenge, but also how many are on the gym challenge. The implication being, you know, that probably everyone actually is a trainer at some level. Just some people just kind of gave up being, like, retired from being a trainer and only keep, like, one or two personal Pokemon around.
Well, considering
But,
there's
you
wild
know,
Pokemon all over the place, you kind of need to have a Pokemon just to protect yourself.
yes, but what I'm saying is that the vast majority... Okay, most of the trainers that you fight near the beginning of the game, like in the first few routes, well, like, say, take Gen 1. Most of the trainers that you're fighting along the routes, like between Pewter City and Cerulean City, are definitely trainers. Trainers, well, at least probably working like through the gym challenge. They are explicitly just young trainers. And Victory Road, those are very obviously all people on the gym challenge and like intending to try to fight through the league. That's literally the only way that you can get in there is if you have done the gym challenge.
All right!
Yeah, that's
All
kind
right.
of, yeah.
But there's also so many other people in the worlds that are clearly, yeah, these are people who've like grown up and are just like, yeah, they're just around doing stuff. Like, you wouldn't say that the bikers on Cycling Road are on the gym challenge.
Probably not, no. They're on a different sort of gym.
But, and not to mention, think of all the actual, like, gym trainers. Like, there's really only, like, two explanations for them, you know, that I can think of, is that they're training in the gym, like, as part of their, you know, their own gym challenge or whatever. And the player just, you know, canonically just sweeps through them because all of these people are focusing on whatever type is the focus of the gym. Except for the one guy in Pewter City Gym. What the heck was up with him? He just has like a sand shrew. That's not a rock type. Anyways, I think he's basically just a Brock fanboy now that I think about it. That's basically what he is.
He is a Brock fanboy, yes.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, the whole thing, like, with, say, Erica's gym, you know, and it kind of ties in, like, with the anime. It's just like, honestly, most of the trainers in that gym are just people who like flowers and just enjoy the environment in the gym.
Yeah.
So, I think that, like, if we take all that stuff into consideration, I think the idea of, you know, most people not being trainers can't be true. There are definitely some people who, like, aren't trainers, but like, the vast majority of people are probably trainers, and we just don't fight them because they don't want to fight us.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, in the Pokemon world,
So,
basically everyone should have a Pokemon.
No need to stop there.
yeah, everyone should have
Thanks.
at least one Pokemon, yes.
Hey.
And, okay, so with that in mind, that does change the thing, because then what matters to me is, one, what regions have Pokemon that I would kind of want to have as companions, and two, like, where would they be located in those regions? Because the thing is, if you remove the Pokemon aspect of it, it's just some random country.
Yes.
So the only real factor is which Pokemon are available where.
Yes.
So I would say, assuming that stuff has to follow at least some amount to how it works in, the game, like the game the region is from, I can eliminate a couple of regions right off the bat. First of all, any region that, any region that basically has a limited Pokedex until you've either beaten the gym challenge / have, completed the national Pokedex sort of thing. Because there's... Or, anything that's just hey, here's, the specific Pokemon of this region. Yeah, you can't actually access them until, you've gone through the complete challenge. Like Gen 2. Because, there are people who didn't realize Skarmory is a Gen 2 Pokemon.
Wait, you can't get some Pokemon in Gen 2? I understand that you can't get some of the Pokemon just because they're not available in most of the area.
Well, no, that's what I mean, is that Skarmory isn't available, if I recall correctly. Well, there are Pokemon introduced in Gen 2 that aren't in Johto at all. For example, Houndour and Houndoom. Yeah, those are in Kanto. And only in Kanto.
Oh, no.
Meaning you can't access them until you've beaten the Elite Four. But there's, I think, Skarmory and the Slugma line. Those are...
Oh, look it up. Skarmory is in Johto.
Where in Johto?
Route 45.
Which is?
South of Blackthorn City?
Okay, now I need to look this up myself, because I recall Skarmory being... Maybe it's just Skarmory's encounter...
Yeah, in Silver and Crystal, you can find Skarmory at a 5% rate in the grass.
Let me just... Note 45. Where is this? Oh, right, okay. So Skarmory is, after the 8th gym.
Yes.
The number of
Houndour is indeed in Kanto.
Yeah. And then I believe Sneasel, which I also was introduced in Gen 2, I believe you can't encounter it until Mount Silver.
Miss Magius, I believe, is also...
Yeah, Miss
near
Drevis.
the end.
Miss Magius wasn't introduced in Gen 2.
Right.
But,
Mr. Viss. So,
yeah.
In Gold and Silver, you can also go to Route 28. Kanto.
Yeah.
And in Crystal, you can only find it at the Ice Path. So in Crystal, you can find Sneasel.
Okay, so they...
Blackthorn.
Okay, so they fixed that, but it's just like...
But...
Yeah, again, it's so late, and it's just like... And technically kind of just such remote region, it's just like, it's effectively, a non-factor in there.
Yes.
And let's be honest, assuming you are a regular trainer, and thus don't actually get one of the official starters, because you're not going to tell me that every trainer got to choose between the 3 player does.
No. It's canon that they didn't.
Yes. And because they can't be found otherwise, aside from specific, odd situations, yeah, you're not likely to ever, get them. Let's take a look at what actually is available. Yeah? What?
I still remember thinking that I had found like a wild Charmander in Generation 1 in the grass south of Pallet Town, but I guess that was just like a dream or something because it's not actually there. But it felt so real at the time that I just found one.
Grass south of Pallet Town? South of
Yeah.
Pallet Town is the water.
No, there's some grass there.
Oh, the only thing I specifically
get
recall
Tangela.
being in that Tangela, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was like a dream that I was like in there and because I think like Professor Oak does say that he caught the starters in the grass outside of Pallet Town. And if you look outside of the barriers, there is grass there.
Anyways, so I would say Johto is a no-go because, let's be honest here, it really doesn't have much to offer. We can presume that as a regular trainer, the odds of us getting any legendary are next to nothing. The odds of us ever seeing a legendary are next to nothing. So the odds of catching one is even less. So we can therefore assume that for Johto doesn't really have much interesting there. Certainly nothing much interesting added that wasn't in Kanto. But also the gym scaling on the assumption that if I did want to go through the gym challenge, really kind of sucks. Although since I'm mentioning Kanto, let's look at Kanto here. It is where everything started, but honestly, Kanto is just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is mostly just a bunch of cities without much.
There is that one, was it Pokemon Nature Reserve? Town. And that's about it. By the
Safari
Zone? And that town nearby that's like a zoo.
Well, there's a zoo directly outside of the Safari Zone, which is, if I recall correctly, actually looking at the signs for the zoos, actually adds those Pokemon to your Pokedex.
Yes.
Which is kind of neat, because it's yes, you have seen one in a zoo.
Yes.
Good luck catching one.
I mean, aren't most of those Pokemon available in the Safari Zone anyway?
Well, here's the thing that actually I love the concept of. Okay, so we have the Safari Zone, which is ostensibly supposed to be a sort of nature reserve, where trainers are allowed to go in and catch Pokemon in there, but only through non-violent means, etc. Aside from throwing rocks, I guess.
Throw rock.
Yeah. And yet, okay, nature preserve, these Pokemon are allowed to run wild and free. Here, let's have a zoo directly outside where we've kept some in, just straight up captivity.
Yep.
They're not even someone's, Pokemon, companions. We've literally taken some out of the nature preserve and stuck them here.
Yep.
I think
for kids.
I think the only Pokemon that is in the zoo that you can't get in the Safari Zone is Lapras. I might be wrong on that. But I think Lapras might. But, Sorry, hang on one moment here.
So, I'm just picturing you pulling out a Game Boy and just testing it for yourself. Hold on a minute.
Sorry.
Beep, 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 beep.
Sorry, testing what?
I was just picturing you, like, pulling out a Game Boy and, like, seeing, like, playing through the Pokemon. Hold on a second.
No,
Beep,
I
beep,
said
beep, beep.
hang on a moment and muted so that I could flush the toilet without, you know,
Yes.
Easy does it.
sending a flush through the microphone. So yeah, Kanto, no. Johto, no. Hoenn, you know, the big complaint about Hoenn is too much water.
All right.
Water is fun.
Yeah, that's not a deal breaker for me, and like it's actually like, an interesting, you know, combination of like, you know, regions. Like you have, yeah, a lot of ocean, but you've also got like a volcano, and you've got a bunch of islands and stuff, and it's just like it actually is kind of, you know, neat. So that is a region that I think is, you know,
It has promise and
Nice.
potential.
it has promise. It also has, you know, the Gardevoir line.
Nice.
I will say I am also going on the assumption that, like, if a new, like, evolution or pre-evolution that was introduced in a later gen, like, I'm assuming everything is, like, involved. So even if, like, in the original Gen 3, Gallade didn't exist, I'm assuming that it can exist if I go to Hoenn.
All right.
Like, it almost feels like all of the games should have like an update and just to be all like, yeah, all of these Pokemon do exist here, kind of a thing. Just like,
And we're also assuming that, like, Fairy type also exists.
yeah,
And, like, Dark type and Steel type and Fairy type would exist if I had chosen Kanto. So we're not saying Hoenn as of Gen 3. We're just saying Hoenn as a region, assuming
As
all
a
of the
place.
existing mechanics at this point in time are around.
just Hoenn as a place.
Now, Gen 4 is Sinnoh, right?
Maybe?
Yeah. I believe so. And that's because that's the one with Cynthia as the champion. I'll just say this. Yeah, if I were to pick a region that I wanted to, like, become champion in, like, to actually seriously try, Gen 4 would not be the one I'd want to do because Cynthia is intimidating and is considered the hardest champion for a reason. Honestly, I don't remember a lot about the geography of that, and I don't remember what Pokemon are actually in Gen 4. Was Shinx Gen 4 or Gen 5?
I thought it was Gen 4.
Let me just... Yeah, it is Gen 4. Gen 5, I'm gonna say, is a no. First of all, because of the fact that the world is actually different, depending on whether you're playing Black or White, or Black 2 and White 2. But also, for whatever reason, I'm assuming that level 5, that whatever region Gen 5 is, will also have, like, its leveling structure set up there, which is very weird in Gen 5.
Yes.
So on that alone, I wouldn't want to
take
be
the
there.
back with people this time.
But also, Gen 5 is just... Again, doesn't really add much that specifically interests me. Gen 6, I have never actually played. The extent of me playing it has been
Watching me
when
play?
we attempted a couple of playthroughs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, eh.
It has
It's
a
alright.
big,
Like,
like,
it's based
central
off of
city
France.
that, like, spokes out to other places.
Gen 6 is the one based off of France, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Gen 7, based off of Hawaii? No. Sorry, yeah, Gen 7. I do not want to live there because I do not want to live in a tropical region.
Yeah.
Gen 8, that was the one based off of basically Britain, right?
Maybe. Notably,
I
Gen
think-
8 has, like, a free, like, travel system. You can just travel to wherever place you want. So if there's a Pokemon you want somewhere, you could go there, catch it, and then go to, like, back home, whatever.
Okay, I guess important question then. Are we going to say that, you know, if we're counting, like, all, you know, developments of Pokemon, you know, are a thing, are we going to say that those potential, you know, features would actually be everywhere in the world, or is that literally just part of the region?
That is a good question. But considering that it is part of Gen 8, but not part of Gen 9, I feel like it's specifically the region itself.
Did Gen 9 not have fast travel? I thought it did.
It does have fast travel, but I think you just, like, teleport.
Hmm.
Like, I don't think you, like, call the flying taxi or anything, right? You just go.
Okay. Although, I will say, like, since Gen 6, some version of that, like, has existed. Like, starting, like, with the Mega Latios, like, basically just kind of super flying from location to location. And then in Gen 7, there was the, like, ride Pokemon.
Delicious.
Taking the place of, like, HMs. And then what you're saying for Gen 8, and well, in Gen 8 and Gen 9, you basically have a vehicle. It just so happens that the vehicle is a Pokemon in Gen 9, but... And you might have a special one in Gen 9, but there are, like, the regular generic versions of them.
Yeah. So you can still motorbike around in Gen 9.
Yeah.
That is something to be remembered. But also in Gen 8, the vehicle is a Pokemon. Like a, what, a Corviknight?
Mm-hmm. Just like it is... Wait. The bike is a Corviknight? In Gen 8?
Gen 9 has the bike. Gen 8... Oh no, the vehicle is a bike.
Yeah.
Like a bicycle.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
thought you were talking about the fast travel.
Well, that too, but... Anyways.
The bike is a Corviknight. That needs to go in census quotes.
Go ahead and put it. So I think I am going to also go on an assumption that HMs are not going to be required. That, you know, that it is going to be a matter of, like, that sort of thing has been changed in Pokemon. They just haven't needed to, like, make a remake showing that.
See, but, like, here's the thing. I don't want to be, like, going across the water just on, you know, some rental Lapras. I want to surf on my Dragonair.
And you can probably teach it to do so.
Or, you know, just get an Eevee and a surfboard.
Exactly. But,
So...
so,
I think so.
so I would say... I think I am going to say Hoenn. Maybe it's because I also like Gen 3 a lot, but it's, like, I definitely feel Gen 3 is kind of my favorite gen. Like, to the point that I'm a little disappointed that, say, like, Pokemon, Infinite Fusion was made with Kanto and a bit of Johto. I think it would have been so much better making that be Hoenn.
Oh, that's right. Any new Pokemon Infinite Fusions to look at?
Watering time.
Now, I
I
should
have
have
no
tried
idea.
to do a Nuzlocke in Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Just imagine, if the Pokemon faints, one of the involved Pokemon is dead.
Yeah, remember when I was originally playing, that is what we did. I just wasn't recording it. That was the policy we went with.
Yes.
So.
But it's never staying in a video, so I'm stating it in a video.
Oh, okay. Anyone listening, if you happen to be paying attention right now, leave a comment. Say if Claire should do this Nuzlocke with Pokemon Infinite Fusion.
I hope it comes out okay. Watering time.
For new Pokemon event, try to keep Pokemon fused as much as possible. If a fused Pokemon faints, one of the Pokemon involved faints. And what, for extra flavor, cannot unfuse Pokemon
Go big and strong,
unless one of them is dead.
Okay.
Go big and strong,
Although,
okay?
yeah. Of course, Pokemon Infinite Fusion kind of starts just to become, oh, hey, can I find a Shedinja? Or is that even in Pokemon Infinite Fusion? Oh,
I'm pretty sure it is. It is. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, can I just chase this with Shedinja? I still remember playing... Oh my god. Could you imagine just being, like, a gym leader as part of, like, the gym leader challenge? And just like, yep, I have a Shedinja! Or being, like, the first gym leader, whatever. Oh, nice Caterpie! Here's my Shedinja. Good luck.
Go big and strong, okay?
I don't think any of the Pokemon games have a mandatory Shedinja that you have to play
Go big and
off
strong,
against.
okay?
And like, on one hand, I feel like
Comes
they
out
should
okay.
just to like, hey, you should be prepared for something like this.
Yeah.
Weird gimmick.
The only one that I can think of is Pokemon Too Many Types.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out okay.
But on the other
Big
hand,
and strong, okay?
like, one of the points of playing Pokemon
and
is that you can
strong, okay?
use, essentially, not literally, essentially
Oh,
any
right.
Pokemon to play through the game, and still be able to play through the whole game. Like, so many people do
Yeah.
oh, can you beat it with this Pokemon? Can you beat it with that one? It's like, you should be able to. You should be able to do it with anything. It's the idea. Just to play with your favorites, whether they're strong or weak or whatever. You should be able to play through and beat the game with just your favorite Pokemon.
Okay. You know what? So I've chosen Hoenn. What region would you choose?
I mean, I've already chosen a region and a role.
Sorry, what?
No. Yeah. Wait, you weren't aware?
I'm not aware of what.
I'm a gym leader, Azura.
You're one of the worst gym leaders.
I am a gym leader, so just leave me and my 3 Dragonairs alone.
I hope it comes out okay.
Let's be honest here. Claire in Gen 2 should not be a gym leader.
I am absolutely a gym leader. I'm a good gym leader.
No! Like, definitely she is not, because she refuses to accept that you beat her when
That's
you
because
do.
you cheated.
Go big and strong, okay?
What?
Yeah, that's because you cheated.
No. See, at least, like, with Whitney, who just starts crying if you win, she does calm down, and, like, you don't have to do anything further. But... And, of course, no, she actually is a child. like, well, she's a teenager, and it's just like, you know what? Yeah, she just, is a little emotional. And let's be honest here, when you have her Miltank, you would be very surprised if your Miltank got defeated, and the only way to really defeat the Miltank is basically with a crushing blow, sort of thing. So, a definitive win.
Yeah, well, I keep thinking Rollout is normal type, but it's rock. I don't think anything is immune to rock type.
Watering time.
Nothing is immune to rock.
I'm sure there's stuff that's resistant.
Okay.
Not even Shedinja.
Watering time.
I mean, Shedinja can be immune to rock type, but that's not so easy to do in, Gen 2, where it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Or even in, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where it definitely does exist.
It's not so easy to do in singles. In doubles, though, I mean, I used to do that all the time for competitive. I used to go to competitive doubles, and I would have throw out a Shedinja and a Seeking
Watering time.
as my first 2 Pokemon. Turn 1, Shedinja uses Endure, Seeking uses Soak on Shedinja.
I hope it comes out okay.
So I turn Shedinja into a water type,
big and
so it can
strong,
only
okay?
take damage from electric or grass type moves. However, Seeking
Watering
is the
time.
one and only Pokemon who can learn the move Soak and have the ability Lightning Rod. So if you try to say Thunderbolt Knight, water type Shedinja, too bad, it goes to Seeking, who then heals from it. You have to use a grass type move.
But regardless.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Claire, but here's the thing. The thing that Claire, the gym leader, and her cousin Lance, who is the, champion in that game, they're both cheaters.
What?
They
I
both
would
have-
never cheat.
I hope it comes out okay.
They both have Pokemon
I hope it comes out
that
okay.
cannot exist. I believe, because of, level cheated. Admittedly, later generations have changed it so you can just straight up find wild versions of
I hope it comes out okay.
Pokemon,
We'll
evolved
stay strong,
early.
okay?
But,
Oh, yeah. I think with Lance, it was they wanted him to have Dragonites and not Dragonairs. And they had the level, and then at some point, someone was all like, oh, that level is a bit high for what we want. Can you lower it to this? We should just lower it to this. So it's like, okay. Without realizing, hey, that at that level would just be a Dragonair.
now is it Gen 1 or Gen 2 or both? Where at least one of his Dragonites
I hope it comes
knows
out
a move
okay.
it can never actually learn.
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure Barrier is not in its actual learn set.
Alright, let's figure this out.
I think it's Gen 1, where Lance's Dragonite has Barrier, but it can never actually learn Barrier.
Well, wait, hold on. Blah, 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 blah.
Gosh,
blah.
this Greek salad they gave me is very heavy on the onions. Normally I like onions, but it's just this is too much even for me. Used the wrong type of olives, too many onions.
Lance has 2 Pokemon with moves they cannot normally learn. The Dragonite that knows Barrier that he uses in Red, Green, and Blue, as well as the Aerodactyl that knows Rock Slide that he uses in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, while Aerodactyl only learns Rock Slide since Generation 3. However, in 2016, a Dragonite with Barrier was released to participants of the Kanto Classic Wi-Fi tournament to commemorate this. So it's Gen 1 with the illegal Dragonite, Gen 2 has an illegal Aerodactyl.
Well, and of course, Gen 2 also has illegally underleveled Dragonites.
I don't know. Potentially, probably. Let's
Yes.
see, level 55 is when it evolves from it. Pokemon Red and Blue. So, Dragonair evolves to Dragonite level 55. In Pokemon Red and Blue, Dragonite level 62.
Yes.
In Gen
But in
2,
Gen...
in Gen 2, 3 Dragonites are all underleveled.
Yep. Wait, they're all underleveled?
47, 47, 50.
Watering time.
I've always thought it was weird that Pokemon
Watering
could
time,
know
watering
4
time.
moves. No less and no more. Some Pokemon
I
like
mean,
a-
they can know less.
Okay. Well, okay, before you had access to the move, like, Forgetter, once Pokemon knows 4 moves,
I
it
hope
can't
it
know
comes out
less.
okay. Watering time.
Remember, I
Okay.
mostly play
I hope
Gen
it comes out okay.
But something like a Slowpoke, like, I'm not sure if Slowpoke had a mechanic that's like, you tell it what to do, and then next turn it uses that move.
Real
So it's
big
like
and
a turn
strong,
behind.
okay?
Because it's slow.
Real big and strong,
But like,
okay?
and
Real big
Alakazam
strong,
supposedly has
okay?
like 5,000 IQ, but can still only do
Watering
4
time.
moves.
Level up.
I always thought that the speed stat of Pokemon was like a variable thing, kind of a thing.
Real big and strong,
So a
okay?
Pokemon with like,
I hope it comes out okay.
so a Pokemon with 60 speed and a Pokemon with 50 speed, if they use the same move, then the 60 speed would win. And that is how it works. But I thought that, like, basically all moves have their own, like,
Real
speed
big and
value,
strong, okay?
instead of just a few moves.
Wow.
And I
Watering
figured
time.
that, like, I didn't know that, like, priority, like, quick attack always goes before tackle. I thought, like, oh, if you have, like, a Zapdos with, like, 200 speed using tackle, whatever, that it would go faster than, like, a level 3 Rattata with, like, 6 speed, whatever, using quick attack. Just because Zapdos is so much faster that it would just outspeed. Like, that quick attack added, like, plus 50 to speed instead of, no, this goes first. It's like, oh, if you use, like, electric type moves, if you use Thunderbolt, then, you know, that adds on to, like, speed, so you go faster. If you use, like, electric type attacks or whatever.
Yes!
Which I think would probably bring a more fun and interesting feature of the games. To
Watering
have the
time.
different moves. So, like, if you really
Watering
wanted a
time.
Speedster type Pokemon, you had to also give them fast moves. Instead of just,
I hope it
oh,
comes
well, I
out
have
okay.
extreme speed. I just go first. My speed stat is 2, but I use
Watering
extreme speed,
time,
so I
watering
win.
time. I hope it comes out okay. Real big and strong, okay?
And that would also prevent, like, Endeavor Quick Attack strats from necessarily working.
Real big and strong, okay?
Like, I am half tempted to
I
find,
hope
like,
it comes out okay.
a really in-depth, like, Pokemon Discord and just suggest
I
this to
hope it
them
comes out
and
okay.
see the sorts of things that
Watering
people
time,
say
watering time.
and how many insults I get for potentially
Watering
suggesting that the move priority could be different.
I hope it comes out okay.
But we are reaching the end of this episode here. So I
I
guess for
hope
some
it comes
final
out okay.
words,
I hope it comes out okay.
I don't know. What do you say
hope
about
it comes
the
out okay.
potential move priority change?
Real big and strong, okay?
I mean, that seems a little silly to me, to be
I
honest.
hope it comes out okay. Real big and strong,
I mean,
okay?
it would make
I
sense
hope
that
it
the
comes out okay.
faster Pokemon would be able to go faster.
Yes!
That, like, a Jolteon would be faster than a rat. Oh, even if the rat is using a quick attack,
Watering
the Jolteon
time.
would just be fast enough that a
Grow
tackle
big
would
and strong, okay?
just be
I
faster
hope it
anyway.
comes out okay.
I mean, you're basically suggesting, like, just completely taking away the thing that makes Quick Attack anything other than just a tackle.
Well, I mean, Quick Attack would still make the rat go faster than, you
I
know,
hope it comes out
an
okay.
equivalent
Grow big and
speed
strong,
Pokemon.
okay? I hope it comes out okay.
Yeah, thus removing the incentive of, like, having it.
It's still, like, a strictly better tackle anyway.
I mean, it's just like, you know, if we're gonna go with that, then how about,
Strong,
oh, how
okay?
Swift can miss?
Watering time.
I still remember playing Pokemon, one of the Pokemon Stadium games, and Swift hitting a Pokemon that was flying, and I thought it was a glitch.
I hope
I
it
forget,
comes
is
out
that
okay.
actually a glitch?
No,
Big and strong,
Swift
okay?
can always hit. That's the point of the move. Like, literally, like, the algorithm, calculator, whatever, that used to determine, you know, the accuracy of the move. Like, even from back in Gen 1. Step 1, is the move Swift? If yes, it hits. So Swift is, I believe, the only move that is completely immune to the 1 in 256 glitch for Gen 1. But yeah, that is the gimmick of the
Okay.
move Swift. It
Oh.
always hits.
Okay, here's what the glitch is. It'll say Pokemon Stadium, version 1.0, Swift does not hit flying or digging Pokemon.
Ooh.
I knew there was some glitch about Swift in Pokemon Stadium. Yeah, if you're playing Pokemon Stadium and Swift misses because someone is flying or digging, I don't know, update your game. Just plug your N64 into the internet and download the update. Easy as that.
Watering time. Grow big and strong, okay? Grow big and strong, okay?
Gosh.
Yes!
I have to imagine. I know it's. I don't want to be whatever. Just real quick, I have to imagine what some of these like old games would look like if like the possibility of
hope it
them
comes
just
out
easily
okay.
being updated had been available.
I hope it comes out okay.
Like Ocarina of Time was apparently supposed to have dating sim
Watering time.
aspects.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You were supposed to be able to get the Triforce in Ocarina of Time. Apparently, supposedly, the commercial for Ocarina of Time shows Link getting, like, the Triforce.
Watering time.
Makes
Grow big
sense.
and strong, okay?
And people speculate that that's why so many people think you can actually get it. You know, that.
Grow big and strong, okay? I hope it comes out okay. Watering time. Nice.
Alright. Well, Cinnamon, any last meows? Meow. 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 No, but Cinnamon is putting up a storm. So I'm gonna go and pet my little Cinnamon kitty. And y'all just have a good one, okay?
Okay.